Hello, welcome to my home. If you're new here, my name is Karen, and we got back from our trip to North Carolina for our son to get married, and I am just kind of resetting the house. I had cleaned out the refrigerator before I left and just missed a couple of little things. It just felt good to walk into a clean house. I had really made a huge effort to get the house clean before I left. These were like a few dishes that were there, and I had started the dishwasher on my way out the door because we did have someone coming in for the cats, so I knew it would be okay. One of my daughters wanted her bedding washed, and little did I know the association where we live was flushing out fire hydrants. And whenever they do that, our water turns brown. And all of this crud came through the washing machine and it ruined her comforter. So here I am about to ruin my daughter's bedding, her comforter, and she has a silk pillowcase that we're going to need to replace. Oh my goodness. I'm assuming they were flushing out lines because of the recent blizzard that we had a couple weeks back where it just knocked down so many trees and it just was disastrous. So, oh my goodness. At least I suppose we hadn't been washing clothes. I mean, you could put so much money worth of clothes in one load. I have a commercial size washing machine, so very thankful we weren't doing that, but it is a little sad that now she needs a new comforter. But oh well, you just take your hits and you roll with them. And I was able to bring one up from the basement that we use when we have company that she'll use until we get her a new one. One thing I have been doing is storing containers that I would use, bags, that sort of thing, whenever I travel, is storing them right in my suitcase, and that has worked out great. In fact, in a little bit, I'm going to empty out what I used for makeup and put that in there too. And then when I go down to get my suitcase out of the basement, everything is right there that I need. Most of the clothes I brought home were clean. There was a gorgeous washer and dryer in our Airbnb, and so it was just the stuff from the last 24 hours that I didn't get to wash, and everything else came home clean, which was a huge blessing. I'm kind of annoyed with myself. I should have done a walkthrough with with my phone. Actually, I didn't have my camera with me, but with my phone. The Airbnb was so much bigger than what it looked like online, which I thought, isn't that unusual? They really need to take new pictures, because I would have been way more quick to reserve that Airbnb if I would have realized how perfect it was. We flew in on a Wednesday. We flew out of Boston, Massachusetts. We took a bus down to Boston because that way we can get a direct flight, which is so much easier because the buses never run late. But sometimes that connecting flight can cause trouble. And so then it was only like an hour and a half in the air, which was also great. Flew into Raleigh, North Carolina, and then drove to our Airbnb. And it just was gorgeous. In fact, the day after the wedding, I kind of started this when my oldest got married and, we were out of state, is to have a day extra after the wedding where family can also stay a day extra, and we can have a day together. And that way, with all the busyness of the wedding and being the mom of the groom, you're going to get a chance to visit with everyone. And so you're not so worried about it at the reception. It's just a way to kind of relax. And so we did that. We even had a couple of friends of my son who got married. We had a couple of his friends over too. We had 19 in the house total. It held 19 just great. They didn't sleep over, but the kitchen was open to the living room, open to an eat-in kitchen. There was a screen porch off of the area where the table was, where there was another table. I mean, it just was perfect for having company, and it was just so much fun. Then we had actually stayed one more day after that. All of our family left, extended family, and our sons left on Sunday morning. And then we were able to connect with friends, a pastor that used to live here where we live, who was our pastor, and his wife. And we love them so much. And we were able to visit with them and get caught up on Sunday. And so, as you can imagine, between the wedding, getting to spend time with extended family who live far away, and then getting to spend, and our sons who live far away, and getting to spend time with dear friends that we have not seen in years, you can just imagine it was just the best vacation. I feel so refreshed, so ready to kind of get back to work, get back to life, but at the same time, just incredible memories. I realized that the hot water was fine because it's stored in the hot water tank, so that happened before they flushed the line. So I was able to use some hot water to at least get my teeth brushed and my face washed, and I was able to get the few dishes we had rinsed and put in the dishwasher. I just didn't run the dishwasher until the water was running clear again. You certainly don't want to wash your dishes with dirty water. I'm unpacked, and I had to bring one of my daughters. We had to go to a meeting at the school real quick, at the public school, and I had to get some mail that was oversized, which actually was one of those, you'll see it, those frames that goes into your leaf bag to keep the leaf bag up. Saw that on Jody Dunn's YouTube channel. Oh, I need to get my claws. Okay, so the other thing that happened this morning was they were flushing the main line, flushing the fire hydrants in our community, and so that made our water brown, which is disgusting. So that's why my hair is straightened, because I couldn't rinse it down. And it also means it's very unsatisfying to clean today, because when you run the water, it looks nasty. It's clearing. Unfortunately, I had Creasy's bedding in the washing machine when we realized that the water was brown, so now her bedding is brown, so hoping that comes out. But anyway, it's a gorgeous day. It's like 60 degrees, sunny, and breezy. So I'm going to do some yard cleanup since I got that new thing that you put in the bag, and just enjoy being out in the sun, getting vitamin D, listening to birds. Now, some naughty animal is digging, and I bet you anything it's a squirrel. But there's my frankincense coming up. And there's another one. And supposedly deer don't like it. I think it's frankincense, is that right? I know it was either gold, frankincense, or myrrh, and I know it's not gold. And there's my, whoops, there's my other one, my third one. So I want to, since they're coming up, I'll soon be buying ones to go in between, because I was thinking this area was a lot smaller than it actually is. Then this raised bed I want to fix, but here is our rhubarb coming up, so that's nice. These are the weeds I was trying to kill. So you can see they don't look healthy, but I need to spray them again because they don't look like they're just dying either. This was the area I thought I would clean today. And over here you can see the daffodils are growing. I just hope and pray they bud. Sometimes they grow without budding. I think I see one bud. So here's a bud right here. But you see how you see no buds? And that happens sometimes where I'll just get the greenery and no bud. And then I have more over here. See. So I don't know. We'll see what happens with those. And then over here is my iris garden. So you can see all the irises coming up as well as my shadow. This bush is usually much bigger, and we have bleeding hearts in here somewhere. And then over here, these are my day lilies. I usually add some every year, so I'll do that again. Because every year I add a little, and then one of these years it'll be huge. There's another one right there. And then we have hired someone to take out like big piles of brush and tree trunks so that we can get that cleaned up. So I only need to clean up, you know, leaves and pine spills and pine cones and small branches. Okay. It did say to be careful because you don't want to rip the bag putting this in. I used paper because at my dump, which is actually a transfer station, we have a place to put this stuff. If it's in a paper bag, I can throw the whole bag in the pile, but if it's in plastic, I have to empty it. So I use paper. I noticed the bugs have discovered its spring, which I knew when I came home that would be the case. Let's just say this bag is smaller than the frame. That's a problem. But it will get me started, and then once I get stuff in here, I can pull it out. See that? Like I can't really open it. But if I put stuff in there, then I can pull this out. So it'll still work. It's just not perfect. So measure your bags so that you can have a measured frame. And then I'm loving these. So I'll have these linked in my description box below. It is an affiliate link, so I might get 10 cents. But hey, 10 cents is 10 cents more than I had before. So the wheelbarrow's for the sticks. This is for the leaves and the pine cones. I would burn today, but I don't think I'm going to be out that long. So I just need some time in the sunshine. One mistake I make is trying to take care of too big of an area at once, so I gotta be careful of that. I tell you, I am just having the best time out here all by myself. I'm honestly happy nobody joined me, nobody wanted to help. It just feels so good to work and not be interrupted. And it's perfect weather, not too hot, not too cold. I brought out a jacket and didn't end up needing it because I was out here in the sun in the mid-afternoon. I had also called in a grocery order, so that's coming too. And I just love getting to have grocery delivery. That is something that came during 2020 for the Store Zone Survival. That has been a blessing because no one ever delivered out to our area. And then in the past, I don't know, a couple years, one of the local stores started delivering pizza out to our area. We have never had any kind of delivery out here. So I keep checking my phone because I'm getting updates from Instacart about my grocery order. But I'm just having the best time out here. I hire someone to do yard cleanup in the fall. I've done that for 2 years. No, 3 years. 3 years. So they get the leaves with a leaf blower, but it's not great with getting up pine spills. And there's some scientific reason why we have extra pine cones this year. So all those pretty much have dropped here in the spring or late winter. So it's kind of funny. I feel like you can go to Michael's and buy pine cones, and I'm thinking I should get into the pine cone business. But all of my neighbors wouldn't want to buy because they have tons of pine cones too. Our entire lot is only a half an acre, and boy am I glad because a half an acre is more than enough for me to take care of. Sometimes I feel like I don't even need that much. It was great when the kids were young, but now that they're older, they don't really want to play outside, obviously. We might sit out around a campfire, that sort of thing. I have put up a volleyball net at different times, and I would definitely do that again. We've done that before in the backyard if they were interested. I also had like a above ground small pool at one time, but it never got warm. It always was super freezing cold, so Yvonne was really the only one who would get in it. Sometimes Francois, but then he was off to college, so that hasn't really worked out either. But for me, it is just, I want a little bit of land if I want to grow a few vegetables, but I usually do raised beds or potted vegetables, that sort of thing. I really do not need a lot of space anymore. Just some flowers, maybe a little bit of veggies. I'm actually even able to get the acorns with these, which is nice. I'm going to take that wheelbarrow over and get it emptied and bring it back. You'll see my stick pile near to the end of my yard cleaning. And I just have a pile so that we can burn, and we'll use those for campfires throughout the summer. We'll be able to have a lot of campfires. There's plenty of sticks over there to burn, a lot, and it's all dead wood. That's why it fell in the first place, and so that burns the best, and we'll be having lots of s'mores. I've been thinking about what I would like to plant this year. I always love to get annuals. There's a place up on my deck where the glass sliding doors are where I can hang plants. So I love to hang something flowering that can handle a lot of sun because I get a ton of sun there. I also, where I had the rhubarb that I showed you earlier, I would like to plant some herbs there. I also wanted to do a big pot of like salsa ingredients. I thought that'd be cool if I could do that up on the deck, is to do some pots that have, I'm going to stick to cherry tomatoes this year. To me, it's so much more satisfying. It's like a little kid. You can give them 10 pennies or a dime, but they'd rather have the 10 pennies. That's how I am with cherry tomatoes. I'd rather get 10 little cherry tomatoes than one big beef stick tomato. I just find it so satisfying to get to go pick some cherry tomatoes and pop them in a salad. So I'd like to do as many as possible, honestly. So it would be neat to do some green bell peppers and some cherry tomatoes. I've done cayenne peppers before, which I really enjoyed. I'll see what other pepper varieties I can get. And then cilantro, which I hate cilantro, but my family likes it. And some of the herbs that you would put, maybe oregano, just trying to get some of the herbs that I would put in a chili or in tacos. That would be fun to do. And then to get to pick some and make some homemade salsa or, Anytime you want to make something, we love Mexican food so much. I feel like that's probably the most satisfying use of our space because we don't have a ton of space. As you can kind of see, I don't know if you can tell, but our ground isn't great for growing anything. We live right by a lake, so we have mostly lake sand, and it's not great for growing things, but I do very well with raised beds and I do very well with potted vegetables and herbs. So I would like to get into more of that. So I'm in the planning stages, so stay tuned for that. I'd love to know what you like to grow as well. If you could let me know in the comment section, I might get some ideas, something I hadn't thought of. It would be fun to do like a salsa pot and then like an Italian pot with Italian spices. Other than that, I really want to work hard at attracting bumblebees and hummingbirds. I want to have more bird feeders, bird baths. I'm trying to create my own little sanctuary outside this year. I don't know why. I think I have thought to do it before, but I have just never had the energy to do it. So I'm excited to have the energy to do it, to really create a little sanctuary outside on our property. So we get cats from the neighborhood here, and we actually enjoy them. We kind of rename them. I'm sure they have names from their owners, but we rename them. We enjoy having them come to visit. I don't feed any of them because I don't want them to become my cats. They have owners. They're all very well fed. A couple of them, and one in particular, is a really good hunter. And I'll often see that one out in my backyard walking away with something in his or her mouth. But I might be able to show you some of those. I'll try to get some footage of the cats around and also the deer and anything else that I can attract. You know, it's always easy to attract squirrels, and we have crows to beat the band. We even have those really giant woodpeckers. I love those. And I'll get the small ones in my bird feeder. Never gotten the big ones. I've had woodpeckers pecking at my house before. That was very unsatisfying, not what I want. But I really want to create kind of that sanctuary feeling. You know, throughout this video, you can really hear the birds singing. In other videos, I've put a track of birds singing over while I do my lawn, but that I did not use that today. In fact, I'll say during the wedding was outside and the reception was inside, and it was kind of cloudy and overcast, but that was a good thing because then it wasn't too hot, and it did start sprinkling right before we went in for the reception. But through the whole wedding, you could hear birds, and you could imagine I just loved that so much. It was so very peaceful. It was like under trees, but in an opening just large enough for all of the guests to sit. It really was just the most beautiful location. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to clean up what I have left, and then I'm done for today. I'm feeling a little tired. There's zero hurry. One of the things I promised myself while I was on vacation, slowing down, is that I was going to start slowing down and not be in such a feverish pitch. There's no wind, so I'm not even going to put the frame in this time. Yes, slowing down. Raise your hand if you need to slow down too. Honestly, just to breathe. And sometimes I get in the pressure. I'm enjoying posting daily, and I do hope to keep that up. But what happens is I don't want to post, 5 videos in a row of me painting. I don't want to post 5 videos in a row of me cleaning the yard. Different people like to see different things. And so I'm kind of rotating around to different jobs. But it is making me feel a little bit like I'm not getting them done fast enough. It's never going to happen. It's supposed to be a spring cleaning series, and it's going to take forever for you to see all the spring cleaning. So, I kind of go back and forth in my head of how I should be presenting materials so that it's interesting to you and it is efficient for me. So what can happen is I can get a little bit anxious in my head about whatever I'm getting done. And then while I was on vacation, I just felt like, what is my hurry? Why am I feeling that way? It doesn't serve me. It doesn't serve you. and then I'm going to end up burning out as well. So I just had a chance to sit and breathe as much as it was busy. Oh, in fact, even as far as we had, including us, 19 people in our Airbnb, but we got tacos from Moe's Southwest Grill. I don't know if some of you Southerners might be familiar with them. So we just called and we said we wanted a spread for 20, and we got beans and chicken and ground beef and all of the fixings for tacos and the taco shells. Honestly, I can't feed myself, my husband, and my 7 kids for what it costs to get enough food for 20 people. And then we went and we picked it up. They just needed 24 hours notice. It was the most carefree. I've had 2, 3 people over as guests to my house, and it was more work than having the whole 19 of us, because I was able to just bring, my husband went and picked it up, brought the food in, plopped it on a counter with some paper plates, plastic cups. Everybody just came and served themselves, sat and visited. It just was thebomb.com. I am not even kidding. Oh, there goes my bag. But it was really quite amazing and relaxing. Perfect timing. My grocery order just came. I'm going to bring the twigs around, ask my husband what to do with the bags. But I'm going to go in and take care of the groceries, and I'll show you what I got. My little broken wheelbarrow. It's gonna rain tomorrow. My goal for today was to clean to the end of the canoes, and I was able to that's pretty much my property line, and I was able to get where the daffodils are cleaned up, so I feel like that was a success. I filled 3 bags. I have 2 left. I don't want to buy too many at once. I don't know. I just don't want to overwhelm myself. So I'm going to focus on getting that to the dump. It's supposed to rain tomorrow, so I got to figure out where I'm putting them, because I do have Bible study in the morning, so we'll just have to see what to do with that. Can you help unpacking?
Sorry, I'm filming it, so it's fine. Yeah, so I figured. Ooh, yeah, pickles. Yep. I don't have a piece.
All right, we got bananas for snacking, some green bell peppers, Roma tomatoes, pink lady apples. Funny story is I asked for green onions, and apparently they didn't have any, so this is what they substituted. They are petite sweet Vidalia onions. So if you've ever had those, tell me, Do you eat the green like you do a green onion? I'd love to know. Then we have some gluten-free vegan bagels and dairy-free mozzarella. My husband is in love with these shredded hash browns lately. Veggie lover salad. Zero sugar coffee meat. Italian sweet cream. Eggs that I actually don't need, but we eat a ton of eggs. Butter. 3 English cucumbers, and then some grab-and-go individually wrapped chicken breast, lean hamburger, and lean ground turkey breast, as well as 2 containers of tofu, and then, of course, kitty litter. And this was a substitution, so I hope it's not scented. 4-in-1 strength, dust-free, powerful odor control. Yeah, I'm a little worried that might have a scent, but we'll do the best we can with it. This one, the lid fell off. I bumped it and the lid flew off and went under here. So now I'm going to have to rescue it. And then we got our K-cups. These were actually on sale, so I grabbed 2 of them. And then some decaf. This is for a recipe that I saw Kimmy do on the wads that I'd like to try. And then avocado oil spray, light days, Leo's little treat he gets every morning. Woozy doesn't like it. Gum, toothpaste, paper towels, and toilet paper. It totaled $249.82. Pretty sad, right?
Take a chance and try once more. Don't let your worries weigh you down, down, down. You can still take flight. To rise above these crowds, stuck in the dust of the life that you found, with nowhere to go, no higher ground. Even if you've never flown before, you can take a chance and try once more. Don't let your worries weigh you down, down, down. You can still take flight, although you're earthbound.